it's not easy for a teacher to come and say, how do I do something better?
Yeah.
It's vulnerable.
Yep. But I love just that openness of how can I do this? And how can I be better at what I just did?
Yeah. Welcome to Hallway Conversations. We are a group of educators who have plenty of questions about teaching and learning and school culture, and we believe in the value of reflection and collaboration as we seek to keep growing as teachers. This podcast is our place for thinking out loud together about issues in education and why they might matter to Christian educators. We're glad you're with us. Welcome to the conversation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hallway Conversations. My name is Abby DeGroat.
And I'm Dave Mulder.
Thanks for joining us in the hallway for another conversation. We actually have a guest in our hallway today.
Yay!
So welcome, Paul.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes.
You guys, this is my friend Paul. All you listeners out there, you don't know. Paul and I met our first day of freshman year at Dort. We lived across the hall from each other.
That's such a good story.
I know, it's so true. And it's the sort of thing, like 30 plus years on now, he's still one of my best friends in the world.
Yeah.
And our relation, we only get to see each other like 1 or 2 days a year most of the time, it seems like.
Most of the time, yeah.
But we keep in touch via technology. We send each other reels on a daily basis and all that kind of thing, right? So
very much. We've got that mastered.
Yeah, that's right.
Do some of those end up in like your remix that you repost?
No,
from your
usually no, they don't.
The ones that we're sharing, we don't put on the. No.
I love it.
But no, Paul, I'm so glad you're with us today, too. Paul currently serves as the elementary principal at Calvin Christian School in Escondido, California. It was where my first teaching job. Paul started. He's been there. I moved back to the Midwest, and he's got a new adventure coming. We're excited to have you next year. Going to be moving to Northwest Iowa to take on a principal role.
Actually, at my kid's school.
That's right.
Yes, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah. New adventures on the horizon.
Yes.
That's right. Well, we're really glad to have you with us today. So thanks for joining us in the hallway.
Thank you for coming.
I love it.
Okay. Well, we were thinking about what to talk to Paul about.
Yeah.
And as a practicing administrator who's in classrooms every day, you have a wide variety of experiences with kids and with teachers. I'm curious what you're seeing that successful teachers kind of have in common. So things like practices or strategies or ways of being in the classroom with colleagues, with admin, that is leading to their success, right? Because we could also venture into like what's not successful.
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm really curious about what are successful teachers doing that you're seeing.
Yeah, that was a long question that I have to try to remember.
Sorry. See, that's why I try to write it down.
Yeah.
But
and you have the advantage of having the words in front of you. Being a Christian school educator now, the year 28,
Right.
of a job that I thought I'll be a teacher for the rest of my life.
yeah.
And then God opens doors.
Right.
When you begin to say, this is what I'm going to do, God says, I got something for you.
Right.
I've seen a lot, and education has changed, as you both have seen over the years. So practices from 1998 are a lot
You're
different than
right.
2025.
Yep.
For sure.
And practices that teachers start with today are way different than what this old guy started with.
We say it all the time that what we knew how to do when we left Dort is very different from what our students know how to do.
Right.
In a good way, our students are more equipped.
Yes.
We feel like.
We hope so. That's our goal anyway.
Yeah.
I agree. And from my experience with lots of the new teachers that I've been working with, there's a different shift in what I see, even from what I came out with and ready to go. And I felt like I was ready to jump in and
Yeah,
go.
totally.
And I feel like our teachers have now come in with their new things and their new practices that are even better than what we have. Okay, so repeat your question again, because
so things that you see successful teachers doing.
Yeah. So my transition from being a teacher to being a principal, shifting sides of the table, watching instead of being in a classroom. I know I didn't think I had everything figured out.
Right.
And now turning that table around and watching teachers is an interesting view of education.
Yeah, for sure.
To sit in the back of their room and watch them just shine or not, and then how to help them fix their struggles.
Right.
And it's way easier to sit with the teachers who are shining and go, so let's celebrate this. And I've had to, I think my focus as late is, the ones who shine, I'm not going to sit there and watch as much because they've got something figured out that I'm enjoying. And let me focus on the ones who are coming with the questions of how do I do this better?
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
And my experience with the group of people I've been working with, even the new hires, is there are a lot of them who are coming in with the help me be better.
Oh, yeah. But I love that.
Yeah.
The frame, like, okay,
Yeah.
here's the things I know that I'm good at. Here's the things I see as areas for growth.
Yeah.
That kind of approach.
It is. And
it's
I've been really enjoyed in this administration world, the hiring teachers and seeing them just be moldable. And not saying this is how you have to do it.
Right.
And but now let me come alongside you and I can show you a few tricks.
Yep.
I can pull out, all the ones that I've got saved up from years.
Right. Yeah.
But let me watch you and then go, if you just tweak it this way and just do that.
And even having the emotional capacity to hear that without being defensive, right? To be coachable and to want to get better more than you want to be perfect or
Those are the ones who are coming to you then saying, how do I be better?
Yeah, right.
How do I do this better?
Right.
And they can take well, you didn't do something very well at all.
Right.
Or this is what you've got to work on. They're ready for it.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than sitting and evaluating or observing and then saying, well, here's where you didn't do this and this and this.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've got, my limited experience of watching teachers and observing teachers. I'll have them say, hey, I'm doing this. Can you come watch and give me the feedback? They're proactive.
Yeah.
That's so helpful, though, I think, right? Because I don't think there's any teacher who sets out at the beginning of their career saying, I just want to be the most mediocre teacher I can be, right? Like, nobody starts this professional. No. Some people kind of end up there. Forgive me, that's terrible, right? But I love to hear you say that too, Paul, because then it's like they're looking for the areas to say, I'm good at this part, but I know I can keep getting better. And if they're the ones coming asking, like, give me some feedback, give me some input, and to be receptive to coaching, I think that's probably one of the things that's going to make for the best teachers out there.
Absolutely.
Because none of us have, I always come back to like this idea, Olympic level athletes have coaches. Olympic level athletes have coaches. Just because you need some coaching doesn't mean you're not good at this, but to be open to say somebody else can see what I'm doing here, they can give me some feedback, they can give me some coaching, and I love that you're willing to step into these teachers' classrooms to do that.
And it's not easy.
Right.
It's not easy for a teacher to come and say, how do I do something better?
Yeah.
It's vulnerable.
Yep. But I love just that openness of, how can I do this? And how can I be better at what I just did? That to me, I think when I first started teaching, it was like, get in your lane and stay in your lane. and this is your room, and what happens in your room is your room.
Yeah.
And then you have all the eyeballs peering in from outside, watching you and probably thinking, why are you doing that?
Right.
But then being also that person who's investing in their whole staff, and being that person who's seeing teachers, because we have all the teachers who things are just going just fine,
right.
And they've got it, and they're people want to label them their master teachers, and it's great, but then you sometimes just focus on them, like, look at them, they're really good.
Yeah.
And great, they are really good. How can I also use that teacher to help the other ones?
Right.
Oh, so I wondered about that then, right? Do you like, if you have a teacher who self-identifies like, oh, this is a growth area, you've been in your teacher's classroom enough, you're like, you need to talk to this person. They have a skill set or they have something to pass on. Have you ever had that kind of thing?
I've began empowering teachers to speak up. Faculty meetings, when I know that teacher has an idea that doesn't want to share it in front of the whole group because they're just reserved.
Right.
That's their nature. They're not going to bring something up, even if it's a great, just fun idea, or if it's a little bit controversial.
Sure.
As in varying from the norm of the school days.
Right. How we always do
been
things.
done. I'm beginning to learn those people and be like, hey, you bring that up. Or not everybody loves to be called out in a meeting. You're talking like, Dave, why don't you share what you like to do?
Right.
So sometimes it's that pre-conference of, we're going to bring this up.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to share that idea.
Yeah.
And then that person can share it, and the rest of the people in the room can hear, oh, that is a great idea.
Yeah.
Why didn't we think of that before?
Yeah.
Or that's not going to work, but somebody had to say it.
Right.
So in a school culture, really empowering everybody to have a voice and to feel free to share the good things that they're doing, the good ideas that they have.
Yep.
Yeah.
And finding that right moment for the right teacher.
Yep.
But to elevate their voice then too, right? Like for folks who might not otherwise speak up. Because I think that's one of the hardest things. Like when you look around like we've got a department full of people here who are smart, talented people and not afraid to speak up, right? But I can picture that kind of a situation where if you've got just a couple teachers who always have a lot to say, and then you're going to have people who kind of draw back. And I think back to schools that I've served in, that was definitely the case in some schools, right? You got people who are never going to speak up. So then for you as the leader in that room to say, it's not that I have this all figured out, but look what a smart room this is. Let's get these people who might not be so quick to speak up to elicit that from them. That's great.
And it's letting a teacher model a lesson in a faculty meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, I watched you teach that grammar lesson. Will you teach it to us as just
That's cool.
the teachers?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then all of a sudden that turns a whole group of people like, wait,
Yeah.
that's a great way of doing it.
Right.
And, that had a spin-off for us. We did that and then all of a sudden became, wait, we're reviewing our English language arts. And it's like, wait, but we all love this part of grammar, how you're doing it. Let's set something up that way, that consistency. And it came from just watching and then an idea, and then it goes from there.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so collaborative, coaching, like willing to take coaching feedback, coachable, any other things that come to mind for things you see successful teachers doing or being?
I think, any teacher in their success is not just what they're getting through in their curriculum.
Yeah.
It's what they're doing with it. Because I remember that stage of I have to get through
Right.
13 chapters of this math book, and I'm never going to get to the geometry section at the end of the book.
Right.
And then
you too?
I always did.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I ever did. But it's not worrying about that. It's then watching and saying, you have done this so well. And then finding something out of those moments and going into it and go, you maybe didn't get to that last reading unit, but that's okay. Because you guys you pulled out an extraordinary novel unit.
Right.
And just said, this is what my kids need. And you figured that out from who your students are, and you met them in that space.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and that idea of like the curriculum should be a living thing, right? Like if it's just a binder sitting on the shelf, that's missing the point, right? And teachers actually enact and embody a curriculum with their students. You get to know the kids, and you make what's happening in the classroom for them.
And you can't teach the same thing twice because you never have the same group of students sitting in front of you.
Yeah, that's right.
So you always are reacting and adjusting to the people that are in your room.
I think the new teachers that I've worked around find that the hardest because they're so new in their world and they literally need, I'm on page 1 and I'm on lesson this.
And then you're going to tell me I have to change this next year?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's going to be different kids in my room.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
I for my newer teachers, it's just, hey, you're going to get through what you're going to get through, and you're going to learn from it. And then the next year, you're going to hopefully keep notes on that page to go, this was an impossible problem, and this story doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
So let's not do that story. Or I added this into this really cool part of this.
Right.
Yeah.
So after that first year, when they've gotten through all of the first hurdles of a year, now they're going back and going, okay, now how do I make this better?
Do you ever look back to those first years when we were teaching way back in the day? Like I have a binder full of literally a binder full of like scripts that I wrote for myself. I was a middle school math teacher, and I would like write a one-page script, like all these, like here's the math problem, here's the questions I'm going to ask. Here, I got some worked examples for this.
If I
still
had
have
that, I would
right?
burn it.
Oh, like it's so embarrassing
If
to look back
I don't
at
have
it,
it,
right?
but I would burn it.
But I also kind of love that I hung on to this thing, because then you can kind of see the growth that you have as a teacher too. And I don't know, there's a part of me that wonders that for novice teachers, folks who, if you're listening, if you're in those first couple of years of teaching, just know like it gets better, right? Like anything in life, the more you practice it, the better you get at it. And I think teaching is absolutely that kind of a thing. Like I think back to those first few classes that I taught, and boy, I should really go back and apologize to those. I'm so sorry, kids. Right?
I don't think I would have anything left on the paper. I would have scratched it all out. Saying, don't do this.
Don't do this.
That was a great idea, but it didn't work.
Yeah. But to just know that, like for all of us, we are, we're a work in progress, right? And if you, like, I don't know, if your first year of teaching was your most successful year of teaching, what a sad commentary.
Right,
I think that would be, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we'd have a lot of teachers who'd want to do it a second year if they didn't have that encouragement to.
That it gets better.
It gets better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always going to be hard.
Oh, yeah. Do you see that too? Like the profession, like things haven't gotten easier in this profession over time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exclamation mark.
Right. So at your level of comfort, what are some of the things that make teaching challenging today?
I think my number one thing that I've seen is parenting, and parents who parenting has changed from the days of just dropping your kids off at school and letting the teachers teach to now parents walking into the classrooms with their kids and the parents giving the excuses for their kids. So that's hard. And it's like you have to teach the parents.
Right.
You have to. So
I used to say that when I taught Ed 101 too. It's like, the kids are challenging, but kids are kids, right? And like sometimes I could see the appeal for teaching at a boarding school or something like that. Like if I only had the kids to deal with it, would be easier in some ways. And sorry, parents out there, I'm also a parent, right? And
we're all parents. And I think parents sometimes just need to hear us say that to them. And I think they're like, oh yeah,
right,
that's great.
Yeah.
Some parents need that. I'll send a letter out at the beginning of the school year to parents of like, here's how drop-off works. Here's how a car line works. Here's how you can walk your kids in, because we can walk them all the way in. We're outside all day anyway, so you can walk them in. And then I actually got to tell parents, and then you need to leave.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have to tell them that.
That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Are there teachers that you find have had good strategies earning respect or dealing with issues with parents? Are there any kind of generalizable strategies to working with parents that won't burn a teacher out?
I encourage my teachers to, whenever there's something if they're not 100% sure on how to answer something, I'm like, run it past me. Run it past their grade level colleague, their mentor that they have already set up. Run it past someone. Ask a couple people. I'm like, this is somebody might know that family too, and can say,
oh, sure,
contextualize
it. I know what you're trying to say.
Right.
But it's that stop and ask somebody and think and reread.
It's a great idea.
And just think about your answer.
Yeah. Well, I think the times that I've gotten into the hardest conversations with parents are times when I was a little too flippant, or I was shooting from the hip because I wasn't quite sure, and so I said something and I regretted it. And if you would slow down and ask somebody's input, that might help. And
it's hard as a teacher. You're on, and your mind is on your teaching, and then that parent shows up. At 3 o'clock.
To shift gears.
At 3 o'clock, and then they're going to ask you that question about math from 4 days ago.
Right.
And we'll tell our teachers, get back to them. Hey, I don't have the answer right now. Let me look that back up in my books, in my papers, and get back to you.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's where technology helps a little bit too. And when a parent can email you and say this, and then the teacher can sit on it. And we tell our teachers it's okay to sit on it overnight.
Yeah.
I think
Take a
that's such
breath.
good advice. Yeah. Because I feel like there's that always on kind of culture for teachers too. Like we're kind of expected sometimes to just be ready to give an answer all the time. It's like, no, to be actually to be able to slow down and think things through, you get a better answer.
Yeah. And I tell students too, it's about you, but it's also not about you, right? Many times with parents, there could be something going on here that you're unaware of. And so try not to be defensive.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Try to be curious. Try to gather information. Stay level. Right.
That's good advice.
I know.
It's hard.
It's hard to
so
do.
hard.
It's hard to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Maybe a little different question. When you think about novice teachers who are coming into the profession, help us out. We work with future teachers. Are there things that you say keep doing that, or things that you say, hey, here's a growth area for you all as you're preparing teachers?
yeah, that's a great question.
Well, that's a great question. I love that. Well, for one, I love that there are people who love instilling, modeling to teachers how to teach. So I think the more we can get our incoming teachers to have seen what teaching is, it, to me is a win. I look back to when we were doing our teaching, and I don't feel like we had as many hours in a classroom
No, totally.
as they do now.
Yep.
And I thought I had it all figured out when I got my first job and walked in and said, here we go. And then 20 some kids showed up and instantly changed my.
Right.
So I think
If it wasn't for the children, it would be real easy.
I'd be real good at this job.
I'm a rock star. But I think the more that our new teachers are coming and going, I've been in a classroom. I've seen this. I know how this works.
Yep.
You're not gonna have all the answers because at any minute there's always a new something.
Right. Yeah.
But they've experienced the planning, and they've experienced the teaching, and then they've experienced my planning didn't lead to a good lesson.
Yeah.
Or this lesson just bombed and I thought it was the best ever.
Right.
Or I didn't think that, and look what happened. Look at this really good thing that came out of this.
Right. I just had a student reflection that I read today for one of my seniors, and she said it was my first lesson with manipulatives in a math class,
the hands-on.
second grade, and she said it went horribly. Right, because she said I didn't prepare well for handing out these manipulatives to the students, and she could totally articulate her part in that not going well.
But that kind of reflective thinking is such an important skill for teachers too, right? To be able to say, like, here's what I planned, here's how it went, here's where things went sideways, or able to think that through.
Yeah. I did, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. I think there's a lot of us who we fail and then just go, well, I'm never using manipulatives again.
Right. Yeah. That's a great point.
Instead of going, all right, how do I rethink this to do it again tomorrow?
And to have enough resilience and enough efficacy for yourself to say, like, I can learn, I can get better, I can try this again.
And I loved the language she used, right? This is the first time I did it, and this is what I'm going to do next time.
That is great.
Yep.
I think I reflect back on my own education steps, getting into teaching, and it's not just in the books.
Yeah.
I can remember as an ed major, them wheeling in, here's a bunch of old curriculum books. Take them, look at them, and then I thought, I'm going to be the smartest guy ever because I have the teacher's guide.
Yeah, right.
And I think it's getting our teachers to realize, that's your guide, but there's so much more.
Yeah.
It's an art.
And being that creative person is a necessary thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Paul, thanks so much for joining us for the conversation today.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This was great. This is way different than just listening to you guys talk.
I love it.
Now I'm sitting around the table talking with you.
I love it.
Yeah, that's great. Friends, we know your time is valuable. We want to thank you for joining us today for another hallway conversation. And whether it's this day, this week, this month, or this year, we do hope that the Lord gives you what you stand in need of. We want to thank you for the good, God-delighting work you're doing in your schools and communities. And as you go into this week, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace, give you peace, give you peace. Amen. Thanks for being here, everybody. Paul, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Hallway Conversations was originally dreamed up by Matt Beamers and Dave Mulder during one of their actual Hallway Conversations. It's created and produced by Abby DeGroat and Dave Mulder. Our music is by Ethan Mulder. Hallway Conversations is generously supported by the Center for the Advancement of Christian Education at Dordt University. You can find out more about the good work CASE is doing at cace.org. Thanks for listening, friends. Yeah, that was a good one. All
Good
right.
job. Thank you. That was great.
Thanks for doing
You know,
this.
if you listen to this and decide not to play it at all, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, no, it'll be great. It'll be great.
That's going to be the outtake. I love it.
Why not?